But the Congress party today finds itself caught between debate and dissonance, with recent episodes laying bare a party that's struggling to speak in one voice. Digivjaya Singh's attempt to acknowledge the RSS's organizational strengths sits very awkwardly against Manikam Tagore's sharp comparison of the Sangh to Al-Qaeda. Meanwhile, Shashi Tharoor's consistent praise of select Modi government initiatives further complicates the picture, even as AICC General Secretary K.C. Venugopal has moved in to reprimand or, in what the Congress party says, advise Congress governments like Karnataka reinforcing the central leadership's authority. To some people, this is a proof of internal democracy, a party that allows multiple viewpoints to breathe. But this is politics. To others, it looks like political confusion, a party that's hedging its bets, playing a soft and hard at the same time, unsure whether it really wants to confront the BJP head-on or recalibrate its approach. For a party that says it's ready to revive itself and challenge power, this looks like a messy public churn that raises several uncomfortable questions about clarity, discipline, and most importantly, direction. So the big question we ask tonight, is the Congress party showcasing democratic debate, or is it exposing a lack of ideological coherence at a very critical juncture? Is the Congress party showcasing democratic debate or exposing a lack of ideological coherence at a very critical political moment? Joining us now is Sanjay Jha, political analyst. He supports the Congress party. We also have Tehseen Poonawalla, he is a political analyst, and we also have Dr. Ajay Alok, national spokesperson of the BJP. We will have Rajat Sethi in just a bit. He's also a political analyst. Thank you all of you for being part of this broadcast. Tehseen, to you first. Is this ideological, is it lack of ideological clarity? Because multiple voices, many would say too much democracy, which a lot of us will like, but this is politics. Clearly, the Congress should be speaking in one voice against something specifically, if things like the RSS, or for that matter, its own governments.
Thank you, Vasudha. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Absolute pleasure, and good to be with my two friends, Sanjay and Ajay Alokji. Look, I never mince my words, so let me just put it right out there. I really agree with what Digivjaya Singh ji says. I have excellent personal relations with him. I've spent a lot of time with him. I totally agree with what he says. But has he looked within? Vasudha, you will agree as a political reporter, the Congress has an anti-Hindu perception. It's a false perception, but it has it. Part of that problem is Digivjaya Singh ji's statements. Today, Ajay Bhai's party is all excited. Digivjaya Singh ji is showing Congress the light. Congress is so good. It is the same Digivjaya Singh ji who released a book saying 2611 was RSS ki sazish, na ki Pakistan ki sazish. He blamed RSS for it, not Pakistan. Today, BJP saying how right he is. Amazing. That's how the world turns around 180 degrees. We don't want to go 360, we'll be back to the same circle. The third part about it, I agree with Digivjaya Singh ji. The organization needs to be built up, talented people should come here. Here is Sanjay. He wanted to contest an election from Pune. I'm telling you this on fact. Sanjay is very talented, he would have won. He would have won in Mumbai also. Sanjay won't get an opportunity. But Digivjaya ji's son got an opportunity when Digivjaya ji gave up his seat. Why? You didn't find anyone else talented in his constituency. Unka beta hi mila. And then Digivjaya ji was the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh for 10 years. After that, what has happened to Congress in Madhya Pradesh? I worked with Digivjaya Singh ji very closely in 2012 in Uttar Pradesh. In Uttar Pradesh, 2009, Vasudha, you'll remember, Congress had swept Uttar Pradesh in the Lok Sabha, 22 seats. Right. They even defeated Dimple ji. What happened after that? 20 seats had come. Why didn't he strengthen the organization? जब राज्यसभा खत्म होता है, बहुत आसान होता है दूसरों को ज्ञान देना. सबसे आसान वक्त तब होता है. You have to talk when you have something to lose, not when you have nothing to lose. That's when you talk is very easy to say. And for the other guy that you spoke, who attacked DMK, see, such people who come to the Congress and misguide, I'm honestly saying the Congress should be very aware of such people. Such people who come, who create such fraudulent atmosphere, who allegedly record people. Politics, if you do such things, it's terrible. You should not do such things. Politics, there are a lot of conversations. Say,
the big accusations there, Tehseen. But Dr. Ajay Alok, how do you look at the Congress's position here? Because there have been various episodes here. Somebody would call it implosion, and somebody would call it too much democracy. How do you see this? Dr. Ajay Alok?
Well, it's not democracy anymore. There was never democracy in Congress. Yeah, there was never democracy in the Congress. Congress and democracy are two poles apart. Here what's happening is the continued frustration and angst against the leadership. That continuous, there is no revival process, nothing doing. The whole original congressmen are getting frustrated. They know that this leadership is incapable, But unfortunately, they have to carry along because when comes Priyanka Gandhi, somebody advocates for her, make her PM. All these kind of things, Congress is basically in a catch-22 situation. They are confused, they are frustrated, they are rattled, they don't have any organization left. Secondly, there's no grassroots worker left. All these so-called congressmen, sometimes you'll hear Shashi Tharoor, sometimes you'll hear Kharge ji, sometimes you'll hear Digivjaya Singh, some Jairam Ramesh, somebody comes from US, Sam Pitroda. One after the other, they keep on doing the self-goal. Good enough. The continued absence from power is very essential for Congress. And anyway, it's a human cycle, I guess. People get born, they become young, then they become elder, then they die. So this is the time for this Gandhi Congress to die. I guess it is going to happen very soon. There will be a split. This Gandhi Congress will die and the new Congress will emerge. And that will be good for people like Tasin and Sanjay, I guess.
Okay. But Dr. Alok, I was actually thinking that you probably would be happy there are more people within the Congress party that are acknowledging the contribution of the RSS. But Sanjay Jha, this very important point that Dr. Alok also made, he's saying that this is frustration with the Congress party's leadership. I'm sure you agree with this, a part of this at least, isn't it?
Hi, Vasudha. Good evening to you and to all the panelists on the program. I will answer the question of what the Congress's predicament is. But let me state at the very outset, as a citizen of this country, I have never felt more depressed than I have felt in the last week with these violent attacks on Christmas celebrations, with the bail given to Mr. Sengar, responsible for the violent rape of a minor, and the degradation of Arabali Hills, for which Supreme Court had to redo its verdict. And these are very depressing times in the country, and we know who's responsible for it. But let me address the problems of the Congress. Yes, I maintain that one of the reasons why Mr. Modi and the BJP continues to be in power is because the Congress is not leveraging its potential. Tehseen has been part of the Congress for a long time. This party is capable of much more. And I do believe that the Congress needs to wake up to the reality that India needs the Congress to stop this democratic deconsolidation that threatens our future. Violence is getting normalized, not just against minorities, but across the length and breadth of this country. This is worrying. So to answer your question on Digivjaya, I know Digivjaya very well. I have known Digivjaya for a very long time. And I can tell you this for a fact. What he said is pertinent. Number one, he did not back the RSS ideology. What he said is very true, that the BJP and the RSS are corporatized, very structured, extremely systematically calibrated political organizations, which is the way I think the modern politics is. The Congress, in my opinion, needs to understand that politics has now got a very solid playbook. It's like an operating manual.
Right.
It's like maybe how you run media. You got to know what you're doing at 8 o'clock, 8:15, 8:30 in the wrap-up. I think the Congress has allowed for too long this loosely structured, rather fragmented, jugaad style of running politics.
Right.
You want to win an election in this country, you got to know when will my manifesto come out, when will the candidates be announced,
Right.
what will be the structure of allocation of funds between different media.
Mr. Jha, I think all
When
of
will
this
the
brings
leader
me
go,
back
when will the
to my
leader not
question
go?
that there seems to be some faith that BJP cadre have in the leadership of the Prime Minister, which probably is missing in the context of the Congress party. Rajat Sethi, how do you see these Congress contradictions? In some ways, yes, you can say that this strengthens a claim that's being made by many that the opposition lacks leadership and direction. But then there are also there's also a sign that there is space for individual leaders to express whatever they feel. Isn't that a good thing?
I don't see that space. You might be seeing it, Vasudha ji, but honestly, where do you see that space? Poor guy Shashi Tharoor, his biggest sort of mistake was to contest an election which supposedly was an open thing. He could have contested. There was, this push from Rahul Gandhi saying that I'll allow the entire democratic process. But lo and behold, what happened to his entire career in Congress party has been shredded. He is like nobody wants to get clicked with him and be seen in the same frame. That is what is Congress about. See, I read this entire situation where Congress is from a very different perspective. The real diagnosis in my understanding is that they do not have that ideological glue which can hold on to its cadre. And people who are falling, because of these centrifugal forces pushing them in all different directions is primarily because there is no holding force. What do you stand for? What does Congress party stand for? You have certain set of people who are the loony left, who are surrounding Mr. Rahul Gandhi. He handpicks people who are extraordinary extreme leftist and communist in their attitude, and communist remains an ideology which has, where they are right now after 100 years of existence. They are almost museum worthy set of ideology. This is where Congress is being driven by Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the set of people that surround him, completely divorced from what the people's issues are. Opposition is such an important thing, and this is what Sanjay Ji has been saying. You require an opposition which is hearing to the voices of what people want. Every government, be it Nehru to Modi, all of them have a space for opposition to come in and represent the voices of the people. But look at Mr. Rahul Gandhi. He gets swayed by what Jairam Ramesh speaks about, who has never won even a panchayat election till date in his life. And he's the one who's advising Rahul Gandhi, and Rahul Gandhi perhaps falls for everything that is being advised to him. And this is where the disconnect is coming. You have a Yogendra Yadav who spends maximum time, who has never won a single election in his lifetime. These are the set of people who are encircling.
Okay.
Look at the Bihar in charge for that matter. Has he ever done other than
point, Rajat. Let me get in Tehseen here. Tehseen.
Has he ever contested any election till date?
Right.
And he's made the Bihar in charge.
Two important points that Rajat is making. One, of course, he's referring to Krishna Allavaru, and the fact that a lot of senior leaders in the Congress party might feel completely undervalued because a lot of others get opportunities that they think that they probably deserve. And the second point, of course, is the unrelatability of the politics that Rahul Gandhi endorses. Is that, do you think that is the reason why there is dissonance within the Congress party today?
I agree to a large part with what my friend Rajat said. The left loony have completely, we have to distance ourselves from them. I'm not a part of the Congress. Sanjay is wrong there. I've never been a part. I do vote for them though. But we need to distance ourselves. The names that he took are people, Rajat's been very generous that they haven't won a panchayat election. They won't win an RWA election. They won't, in an RWA election, they won't win an election in their building. He's been very generous. Panchayat mein fir bhi 1000-2000 vote hote. वो building का election नहीं जीतेंगे. So वो दिक्कत है. We have to deal with that. We have to sniff out those who are harming the party. That has to happen. And then we have to have a cohesive agenda before the people of India. Look, simply saying BJP is bad is not going to make people vote for us. What we need to do is embrace and give a different point of view from what the BJP offers to the people of India and say, this is what we offer as opposed to this is what the BJP is giving you, and then allow people to make a choice. Not everybody who votes BJP is communal, Sanghi, etc. People vote for different reasons. So the same people who today are voting Prime Minister Modi voted Congress in 2009 because of the nuclear deal, because the Congress, urban India, etc. So you need to get back to the people. And with that, I mean, go with a positive agenda. That's the first thing. To the second thing, you have to, the only strong point, or one of the strongest points Prime Minister Modi has, is the people around him are doers. And that's what Rahul Gandhi has to do. And that's what Priyanka Ji will have to do. They will have to get doers around it. Alphas who will fight and fight till the last breath. And I'll end with an example. Vasudha, you cover parliament as well. When Manrega, whatever happened with Manrega, it became Ji Ram Ji. We can argue or not argue on the merits of it. The TMC stayed there whole night protesting. It is Mrs. Gandhi's bill. It was Mrs. Gandhi's dream bill. The Congress should have squatted in the whole night in Parliament. वो हटना नहीं चाहिए था वहां से. They should have been dragged out of Parliament. Okay. And imagine the visuals of Kharge ji being dragged or pushed out. That is how you turn around elections. You don't say something and then go away. So,
Dr. Ajay Alok, that's an important point both Rajat and Tehseen have made. But, everything becomes about electoral wins now. The fact that Rahul Gandhi's team might be criticized, the fact is he did win 99 seats in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Of course, the assembly elections that followed showed a very different picture. So there is clearly something about Rahul Gandhi that worked in Lok Sabha elections, isn't it?
Look, making false narrative and implementing it and winning 99 seats, if Rahul Gandhi thinks that's a victory and somebody does like this, I'm very happy they should keep on doing like this for the next 30, 40 years because that's what we want. See, the leadership is non-serious. Then the whole cadre, whole party and the whole worker become non-serious and they don't have any objective toward it. I mean, during Bihar election, just remember, he was seen visiting safaris. Before the poll, he went abroad. So all these things makes a perception. And I'll give you a classical example. When 2004 UPA won, even most of the people in Congress party and the UPA, they would never assume that they are going to win 2004. It was so much pro-Vajpayee. But then this notion sets up in the Congress कि ये 6 साल में फिर अपने आप आ जाएगा. So they are waiting for that. Okay. So now 15 years have gone. They said 15 साल और आ जाएंगे, 15 नहीं 20 के बाद आएंगे. But things are changing. People are changing. Here is an ideological based party to which people in this country are connecting. Now it's a social media age, now internet age. You cannot fool around people. You cannot just wave your hand and get votes. You have to work for them.
Right. Sanjay Jha, that's a very important point that Dr. Ajay Alok made.
Muslim and RSS.
Right. The fact that even in assembly elections in Maharashtra or for that matter Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Haryana, there seems to be a feeling that the BJP is being seen as a default party. Is the Congress party, in your opinion, aware of the fact that it's not just about Modi and Shah, the fact that BJP's own strength as a party has grown in the last 10 years and it might be difficult for the Congress party to find its foothold again? Is the Congress party aware of that? And is that why a lot of these leaders who have been earlier critical of the Sangh Parivar are now changing the way they speak?
You know, Vasudha, my experience of politics, and I've been there now for over 2 decades, as well as sports, teaches me one thing, that in politics, like in sports, it's not your opponent who defeats you. It's you who basically lose the game. If you look at the BJP today, I can tell you there's a laundry list of gaffes and disasters, whether it's from record unemployment, agrarian crisis, corruption, crony capitalism, abuse of democratic institutions, failure in national security, foreign policy. Frankly, Narendra Modi should not have been prime minister at all. I believe he is a monumental disaster. But that actually makes the Congress in an embarrassing spot, because when you're in politics, there's no runners-up trophy. You've got to win the battle. So Rahul Gandhi is right when he says India's constitution is under threat. But how are you going to prevent it? You've got to win the election. We want to fight for the minorities. We should, for the Muslims, for the Christians, for the Dalits, for the poor. But the only way you can do that is when you win an election. We want a secular country. We want a democratic polity. We don't want Hindutva to corrupt the system. We don't want communal propaganda. But we got to win the election. I think the Congress's biggest mistake has been that it has assumed that the anti-incumbency against the BJP will bring its own dividends. It doesn't work that way. The way BJP works, it anyway has a Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed style of politics. It has a lot of things going for itself. We know what they are. Plus, they got big monies, as we saw in the latest report in the Indian Express. It is not a level playing field. And yet, the Congress has to lead the India Alliance to victory. So, bottom line, I believe, Vasudha, the Congress needs to demonstrate the hunger to win. If you want to win, no matter what the odds, you can do it. The BJP is defeatable. The Congress has to show the appetite to do it. Okay,
Rajat Sethi, one of the important statements that was made by Digvijay Singh was also in the context of the RSS, but then Manikam Tagore said that the RSS has, it's very similar to Al-Qaeda. Now that a lot of us felt was quite extreme. Is the Congress party's understanding of the RSS, or at least the projection of what it thinks of the RSS, also a problem, because the RSS seems to be really dominant when it comes to its influence on Indian society?
Well, I can only pity what Manikam Tagore says, and his worldview seems to be so limited to doing parikrama of one family. Good luck to him. I can imagine Tamil Nadu elections are knocking on the door, so he has certain political compulsions. That's fine. He can, say whatever he feels like. But these choice of words only reflects frustration from the Congress party at not being able to win elections, and wherever they are in coalition government, they are relegated to absolutely non-existent levels. In Tamil Nadu, nobody even gives a damn about Congress party. The same happens in Jharkhand. These are some of the states here and there with which Congress latches onto like a leech, like a parasite onto the local regional parties and stays relevant. That's about it. That is, the existence of the grand old party of, 150, 140 years old party. This is what has come down to be a parasite. Now they need to determine that do they want to come out with some self-respect and look eye to eye into the citizens' eyes and try and represent them to the truest sense possible.
Right.
That is their choice if they don't want to. That is their choice if they want to go in Colombia and start speaking to random crowd who have
Right.
no idea whatsoever about what's happening in India. If you believe that is your audience, by all means go to Colombia and start blabbering over there. We don't care. And we have shown the Congress party repeatedly, we as in the people of this country, we've shown them repeatedly that if you hold your Americans or your Colombian friends closer to your heart, so be it.
Okay.
We will not get swayed by what you want to. You want to
I think Rajat
belittle
has
our
brought out
country
a very
before the
important
foreign audience,
point.
do
Apart
it.
from Colombia,
This just
the fact that
reflects
he
your
talked about Tamil
lack
Nadu
of
elections.
confidence, your lack of ideological grit,
Right.
your lack of hard-working attitude, and your imminent desire to leave this country whenever push comes to shove, whenever the hard work is expected.
Listen, what is happening
This
with
is
the
what
Congress
Congress
party
has shown
in
over
Tamil Nadu?
decade,
You've had
over a
one of the
decade
most
now.
important and sort of, strong alliances there, but, so many congressmen speaking against the DMK, it's making a lot of us think what's really happening there, because it's not that the Congress party has any, effective, on the sense, envious presence in the state of Tamil Nadu. Why are some of the Congress parties taking on the DMK?
Well, no, one of them who's doing it is actually a nobody. But you guys in the media have hyped and made him to be some sort of a data expert. And I mean, TK, he also said Rafale was the biggest issue in the country. So we know what all that is about. But look, the important point and the more pertinent point for the Congress parties in these next year, the elections that are important is Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Assam, West Bengal. The Congress has a legitimate stake in Kerala where it can actually win the election. The rest three, Tamil Nadu, if it wins, it will win along with DMK. The rest two is, I don't think Mamtaji or practically Assam, there is a big fighting chance. Now, how do you ensure that you don't goof up on Assam? Nobody from Delhi now should want to be chief minister of Assam or should be calling the shop. That's first. You got to ensure that. You got to fight till your last man. You got to ensure in Tamil Nadu you're not upsetting the DMK. The DMK, you have your alliance set up so your seats can be distributed quickly. In Assam, what's going to happen, and take this prediction in writing from me, because I'm going to join you on election day. Owaisi is going to go and join with Badruddin Ajmal. They're going to form a combination that's going to hurt to Congress. You need to figure that out today. But what's happening in Assam is your Zoom meetings are going, and Himanta Biswa Sharma is tweeting about what you're discussing in your internal Zoom meeting.
Okay.
That's how bad the organization is.
So
but then again,
think about
all
that,
of that
but
can
completely out of time. We'll keep coming back to you. Thank you all of you for joining me on this broadcast. Thank you, Rajat. Thank you, Sanjay Jha. And thank you, Dr. Alok, for joining us. In politics, disagreement can be healthy, but ambiguity cannot be healthy. And the Congress party now has to decide whether its many voices really add up to a cacophony or is it's just noise.